Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Likquid update webinar. It's Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. We have a beautiful spring day, and we've had a couple of very intense weeks, as always, in the ecosystem of Yem, Pernum, Unicorn, and Likquid. So, on our agenda. First of all, welcome to all of you. My name is Anthony Norman. I'm the CEO of Dragon Global Finance, which is the banking and equities partner of Pernum. We are in a process right now where we have actually completed quite a lot of big milestones, which means that we can move on to some bigger tasks. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about what has happened in Likquid in the last couple of weeks, especially the last week since we spoke last. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for some more clarity on the inside formulas of Likquid, and we are admittedly behind on providing that, which is something that we're going to address. We have been growing very fast, which is great news for everyone. I feel very confident about our strategy. At the same time, obviously, sometimes that information falls behind. We're trying to address this. So, many of you are part of the Rainmaker campaign as well. So you spoke to me earlier today at 2 o'clock. The campaign has been extremely successful, which means that we have reached critical mass in the so-called market maker algo, which is one of the core mechanisms of making Likquid function. So that's very important. We have extended the campaign throughout April, and we're doing these bi-weekly calls as well on this. But we've had a lot of interest on handling this. As a side note on that, just for you guys who missed out the webinar earlier today, which is available on a recording on WhatsApp, we have had some improvements to the back office. And we have been allocating all the tokens by now. So earlier today, I was telling people that they were being allocated. You have all from the Rainmaker campaign now, minus 1 or 2 people who were trying to troubleshoot some of the paperwork, have received their UNTE tokens, and Yem has been charged. So congratulations, guys. You should have it in your Likquid wallet, so you can see it now, which is the first step to the next step, which is playing with trading and further making sure that our asset appreciates. On the admin side, we did allocate profits last week from the Likquid asset management pool, but we made a bit of a mistake essentially, so they have to be rebooked. We've made sure that has now been done, and this is something that we will also address in the inside mechanics workshop, where we're going to look at just how the mathematics behind Likquid and the asset management pool works. But the profit payouts have now been rebooked, so they should all be in sync. I've made a mistake I see in this presentation. We have listed Unicorn and Likquid as of last week, and actually Likquid started trading Likquid token on the World Equity Exchange last week as planned on April 7th. We are also tomorrow launching a new asset on the exchange, the Igofa art that I think many of you heard Kate tell you about Friday 2 weeks ago. Very excited about that, so we're going to start driving more information about that. I'm expecting that token to go live tomorrow trading on the exchange as well. And I will get back more about the training on that as well, because I know that while there are 2 modes in this in the training platform, trading platform, you might actually have to have a little walkthrough before you start. So I'm going to give you guys that. Anyhow, listed on World Equity Expo, and we're marketing to the outside. So the trading is working beautifully. We've had some liquidity. We had a nice price increase in the Unicorn token. We are waiting for the final go-ahead on the public announcement of the reverse takeover target, meaning the public company on the stock market. Price has gone up in the last week, carefully a couple of percent, which means everybody who participated in Rainmaker not only got their profit, but are already in profit on top of that. So very nice. We're also expecting the court approval for the RTO sometime next week. We had some more paperwork to do. We expect the reverse takeover to complete in about 60 days. We believe that we are still on track for that. And as part of this, once we have released this, we can also release the acquisition strategy, which is obviously very closely linked to this, because this shows the upcoming value, how we're going to build value in the stock and the future development. So that is something that you should keep a close eye on. The trading and external marketing, what we have done is actually by yesterday, we have started a campaign for the World Equity Expo targeting more than 100 million leads, believe it or not. Obviously, these are leads. It doesn't mean 100 million people are coming in, but a fair portion, even at very low conversion levels, will generate a lot of result for us. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that we are actually marketing the outside equity this way, which brings in liquidity, which means that obviously you guys who are holding Likquid have a very nice insight, because Likquid can only be gotten this way through Pernum and Likquid. So we have a lot of hopes for this, for the liquidity. We have started what's called A/B testing. A/B testing is when you actually create several kinds of messages and you send out to a few and see how they convert to optimize your message and sell as good as possible. So this is being done. It is going to happen in the next days, maybe up to 2 weeks before they are at full speed next week. And this is to optimize, so you're not just burning a lot of effort and marketing without actually getting a result. We've also continued our work to implement YEM in several ecosystems, and one part of the agenda here is that we're actually going to agree with several of the companies being listed on Likquid that YEM must be a means of payment for them as well, which again spreads out the implementation and use case of YEM. So we have a very wide strategy around this that we think is ambitious, but it's very realistic thanks to you guys, because you're so many people around here. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that in a later slide here today. Also, I will announce on the next few slides here a webinar where we're going to do a trading session only, meaning training you guys on how to use the trading platform. I think you should really come to that one. It's good to get to know how that works. And that means that in order to trade, you can actually transfer out tokens from your wallet. So there will be instructions on all of this. We are behind, however, on the editorial part, which means that we have hired, starting Saturday, more people, 2 editors actually, to answer questions and write updates inside WhatsApp. We are behind on that. I apologize for that. We have a huge amount of incoming traffic, and this makes us very, very happy, of course. We're building this fast. But again, I must apologize for not being able to keep up as well as I would expect, to be honest. But we are getting there and more people are coming in. So we will be catching up on WhatsApp, which we want to use as our central means of communication. General on back office, we are improving the customer service. So I know some people have been emailing me in person, which obviously becomes a problem because I need to deploy my team. So again, don't feel like I'm disregarding you. But in order to run this on a scale, we can't address each individual questions. We're trying to communicate on a wide range here. So be a little bit patient with that. We're doing what we can, but we are implementing new people. We hired last week 3 new people as well to answer this, but also we are increasing the degree of automation. So, for instance, bookings into the Pernum wallet has taken a lot of time. and we had technical delays. Now we have implemented a new consolidated multi-currency account, which means you can use the same account for US dollars and euros. And this will be live on the site from today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow given the time now. You don't actually have to do anything. The old accounts work as well, but these are much faster because we now have an integration with the bank that gives us a data dump. It's not 100% live like an API, but it's close to that, which means that we will not have these delays. Also, we had delays in delivering the IBAN and cards due to some technical, legal reasons with our supplier Barclays Bank. But now we have begun deliveries as of yesterday. We are now catching up on some missing data on some of these cards. The good news is that they will come out very quickly now, and we will also have the virtual cards being sent out. So we're just working out the last mechanics, how to deliver them in the best way to you guys to not lose any more time, but now we have started. So that's another good piece of news. What I see in front of me is in the next few days how we integrate these things to work closer with each other as well, meaning that the IBAN and card should work closer to Yem and the Pernon wallet. So on Saturday, this coming Saturday, 5 o'clock Central European time, we're going to do a trading webinar. As always, you see there's a link on the screen. My recommendation is, if you can't write this down now, take a screenshot, very simple, on a computer or a phone. Then at least you have that, or so you can save it. We're going to put this out on WhatsApp as well. So take a screenshot. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to publish next week the new ecosystem and business rules, which actually shows the whole underlying formula of the ecosystem. It takes a bit of time. I wish I could publish this earlier, but in all fairness, we need to make sure that we are on top right now on the listing and trading for everyone's sake. So because of that, I don't want to set any unrealistic expectations. So, but on the trading webinar, we're going to show you guys how you trade the assets, how this is done, how you can move your tokens around. This also applies to external people, so we will actually be splitting this up into Pernon and non-Pernon clients. So I think you should use this. This is a one-off webinar, but it is being recorded as well in case you can't make it. So it will be available online as a special training. So don't miss out. Next, so for 2021, we have very high hopes for Likquid. Our plan here in terms of bringing in equity is a minimum of two new companies every month from now until August. That is our minimum goal, and obviously we deploy quite a lot of money into each company. So we have these growing companies, and they will be in I would say small to mid cap segment, that kind of range, small to mid range, which is our sweet spot. This is where we can actually bring firepower to a business like that and a listing like that. And our strategic goal after that is to bring in 5 new companies per month for a period of time. So we're growing this gradually, which obviously for a product like this is a pretty aggressive plan, but very realistic. We're actually planning here to always back in at least 5 times the equity value of these companies in the form of Yem each time to give Likquid a solid backing, because this is really a numbers game where you give them enough mass to reach critical mass. And obviously you members help out in that process as well. So as Likquid is developing now, there will be more engagement in terms of you guys participating in the company's developments as well. This is going to be the next step. Our strategy here is obviously to make sure that you guys can get very much involved in these businesses. Because we're so many people, we can impact them. I would say, and I think this is not a too out there statement, that by next year, we can actually be the world's largest market maker. And this is both in numbers of people, where we're really at already, more or less, but also in terms of volume and market cap. And this is thanks to Yem providing this solid backing. But these things take a bit of time, and it is a work in progress, but we have a rock solid plan for doing this. The beauty of this is people want this, the companies want this. I have been in the chair that the people we're selling to sitting so many times as the CEO of a public company. And I know if somebody approached me with what we have, I would take it any day. So it's really a fantastic win-win to everybody. Also, one part of the strategy is to make it possible for our members to list assets into trading following certain rules, which is, as I see it, one part of the major strategy here. I like to call it democratize equity. What I mean is you don't have to be an investment bank or a corporate finance firm to bring something to trading. You should be able to find solid businesses in your area, which means that, and bring them to a listing with us, which means that you can actually use your YEM and Likquid to stake them. So imagine the ability for you to stake a local company like that and bring it up. It's not only about making sort of hard cold cash, if you want to call it like that, on a listing. It's about spreading the YEM use case as well, which obviously is very strong. So by doing that, we can actually decentralize the whole equities market. So we're doing something much bigger than just being a market maker, but we are still putting labels on this. So that's all from me for today. I hope this gave you some more insight, bit by bit, getting there. I think we have a beautiful bridge coin. It works really well now, and check out the trading on the World Equity Expo. Next webinar, same time, same place, next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Don't miss out. By then we should have picked up quite a lot of trading. And with that, I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. Don't forget to register for Saturday. And Rainmakers, don't forget to join on Friday. We have another 2 weeks to go on the Rainmaker. Thanks everyone for listening tonight, and have a great evening. Take care.